Okay, real quick question before we start. Does this sound familiar? You wake up, you feel fine. You have your coffee, you're productive, you're crushing your morning. And then 2 p.m. hits, and suddenly you feel like someone unplugged you. Your eyes feel heavy, your brain turns into mush, and all you want to do is lie down on the floor of your office and take a nap right there. If that's you, stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why this happens, and more importantly, the 3 things you can change starting tomorrow to fix it. And I promise, it's not just go to bed earlier. Let's get into it. So here's the thing that surprises most people. You'd assume this afternoon crash is just about being tired, right? Like you didn't sleep enough. But here's the twist. A lot of people who deal with this actually sleep just fine. 7, 8 hours, no problem. And they still hit a wall at 2 p.m. like clockwork. So if it's not sleep, what is it? Turns out there are basically 4 sneaky culprits working together behind the scenes. And once you see them, you're going to go, oh, that explains literally everything. Reason 1. The lunch crash. Let's start with the most obvious suspect, lunch. Here's what's actually happening in your body. When you eat a meal that's heavy in refined carbs, think white bread, pasta, fries, that sandwich with extra chips on the side, your blood sugar shoots up pretty fast. And your body's like, whoa, too much sugar in the blood, so it panics a little and releases a flood of insulin to bring it back down. The problem is, sometimes it overcorrects. Your blood sugar spikes up and then comes crashing back down, sometimes lower than where it started. And that crash, that's the foggy, sleepy, I cannot focus on this email feeling you get right after lunch. And here's the kicker. As we get into our late 30s, 40s, and beyond, our cells naturally become a little less responsive to insulin. It's just a normal part of aging, nothing scary, but it does mean this whole spike and crash thing tends to hit harder and last longer than it did when you were in your 20s. So if your lunch is mostly carbs and not much else, that 2 p.m. wall, it's basically guaranteed. Reason 2, your body's natural rhythm. Now here's reason number 2, and this one's actually kind of fascinating. Your body runs on something called a circadian rhythm, basically your internal clock. And as part of that rhythm, your energy naturally dips in the early afternoon. This isn't a flaw. It's actually built into human biology. Scientists call it the post-lunch dip, and it happens whether you ate lunch or not. Basically, your alertness hormone, cortisol, is high in the morning to help you wake up and get going. Then, by early afternoon, it naturally drops. It's supposed to be a small dip. But if you're dealing with ongoing stress, work stress, family stuff, just life, your cortisol pattern can get thrown off, and that small natural dip turns into a much bigger crash. So basically, a small slump is totally normal. Everyone gets it a little, but if yours feels like you've been hit by a truck, that's your stress levels talking. Reason 3, the water thing. Okay, reason 3, and I promise this one sounds too simple to be true, but it's huge, water. Being even slightly dehydrated, like just 1 to 2% below where you should be, can make you feel tired, unfocused, and kind of foggy. And most people are walking around dehydrated without even realizing it, especially if your day is just coffee, maybe 1 glass of water, more coffee. And here's something interesting. As we get older, our body's thirst signal actually gets weaker. So you might genuinely need water and just not feel thirsty enough to do anything about it. Which means by 2 p.m., you're running low on fuel and your brain doesn't even send you the memo. Reason 4, sleep quality, not quantity. And finally, reason 4, and this connects back to sleep, but in a way you might not expect. Remember how I said plenty of people who crash at 2 p.m. actually sleep enough hours? The issue isn't quantity, it's quality. Specifically, deep sleep, the stage where your body actually repairs and recharges. As we age, the amount of deep sleep we get each night naturally decreases. So you could be in bed for a full 8 hours, but if a good chunk of that isn't deep, restorative sleep, your body wakes up not fully recharged. And that deficit shows up later in the day, usually right around early afternoon, when your energy reserves are already running low from everything else. The fix. Okay, so now you know the why. Let's talk about the what do I actually do about it. First, fix the lunch crash. Asterisk, add protein and fiber to your lunch. Chicken, eggs, beans, vegetables. These slow down how fast sugar hits your bloodstream, so there's no dramatic spike and no dramatic crash. You don't have to give up carbs completely, just don't make them the whole meal. Second, take a 10-minute walk after lunch. I know, it sounds too simple. But movement after eating helps your muscles use up that blood sugar instead of letting it spike. Even just walking to grab a coffee or pacing around while on a call works. Third, drink a full glass of water right when you wake up, before coffee, before anything. This kickstarts hydration before your body even has a chance to fall behind for the day. Fourth, watch your afternoon caffeine. That 1 p.m. coffee to push through feels like a fix, but it can mess with your sleep quality that night, which sets you up for an even worse crash tomorrow. It's a cycle, and the only way out is breaking it somewhere. Try these 4 things together for just 1 week. Not forever, just 1 week. Most people notice a real difference by day 3 or 4. Now, quick honest note. If you're doing everything right and you're still getting hit hard every single afternoon, that's worth mentioning to your doctor. Sometimes it can point to something like blood sugar issues or thyroid changes, and it's always better to just check and rule that out. But for most people, this afternoon crash is just your body asking for a few small adjustments, not a complete life overhaul. If this helped you understand what's actually going on with your energy, hit subscribe. I'm breaking down stuff like this regularly. The real reasons behind why our bodies do what they do, explained in plain English. No confusing medical jargon. See you in the next one.